You ever look back on a relationship and think, how did I not see it? Like, you're replaying old footage in your mind and suddenly spotting things that now seem so obvious. But here's the truth. When you were living it, they weren't obvious. Because covert narcissists don't throw red flags at you. They tuck them underneath compliments. They whisper them into apologies. They wrap them in self-pity and subtle digs, so you second-guess yourself instead of them. If you miss the red flags, it's not because you were naive, it's because they were hiding in plain sight. Welcome back to another video. I'm Dylan, and today we're diving into something I know a lot of us struggle with after being with a narcissist. That regret, that guilt for not seeing the signs sooner, especially when the narcissist wasn't the loud, aggressive, obvious type, but the quiet, self-deprecating, sweet on the surface one. That's a covert narcissist. And in this video, I want to walk you through how they operate, why the red flags were hard to spot, and how to stop blaming yourself for missing what was intentionally hidden from you. Let's start with this. What even is a covert narcissist? You hear narcissist, and most people think loud, arrogant, show off. But covert narcissists, they're the ones who got praised for how humble or kind they are. They're not chasing the spotlight, they're chasing control, quietly, through guilt, through emotional withdrawal, through poor me victimhood. They'll downplay themselves while still expecting admiration. They'll act hurt so you feel like the bad guy. And while they're doing that, they're building a story, one where you're the villain and they're the misunderstood angel. And it works because it doesn't look like manipulation. It looks like sadness, shyness, a hard life. It looks like someone who just needs love. But what they're really doing is disarming you, so you won't recognize the red flags when they show up. Now, let's talk about those red flags that you missed. I'm going to walk through them one at a time, and if you've experienced even a few of these, this video is for you. Red flag number 1. They came off deeply wounded and made you feel like their savior. Covert narcissists often lead with vulnerability, not because they're being emotionally open, but because they want to fast track your empathy. They'll tell you a tragic story early on about an abusive ex, a rough childhood, how no one ever loved them right. And suddenly, you're not just dating someone, you're rescuing them. This isn't just love, it's a mission. And once you're in that mindset, they know you'll excuse all kinds of behavior because they've been through so much. But real vulnerability doesn't turn into entitlement. Real healing doesn't involve hurting you while using trauma as a shield. Red flag number 2, their compliments often felt a little too perfect or too soon. You're not like anyone I've ever met. I've never felt this safe before. You just get me. Now, on the surface, that feels incredible. But underneath, that's love bombing wrapped in subtlety. They aren't complimenting you because they know you. They're projecting who they want you to be, so you feel special enough to let your guard down. It's the same tactic as a grandiose narcissist, just without the flash. Instead of roses and grand gestures, It's soul deep declarations that come way too fast. The goal is the same. Hook you emotionally before you even realize it. Red flag number 3. They were sensitive to everything, but only when it made you feel like the bad guy. You forgot to text back in time? They're suddenly quiet, withdrawn, hurt. You give them honest feedback. They say you're being critical or just like everyone else. They twist normal relationship behavior into proof that they can't trust you. So now you're walking on eggshells, constantly trying to keep the peace, not realizing they're the one creating the tension. This kind of emotional manipulation isn't about honesty. It's about controlling the dynamic by making you feel responsible for every emotional shift. And if you pushed back, they just shut down harder. Red flag number 4. When you needed something, they either disappeared or played the victim. You're having a hard day? Suddenly, they're upset. You bring up your needs? Now they feel unappreciated or not good enough. So, instead of your needs being met, you're consoling them for how hurt they feel by your request. Covert narcissists are masters at shifting the focus. Everything somehow becomes about them. So eventually, you just stop asking. You stop needing. You start shrinking. And they love that. Because the less you ask, the easier you are to control. This is how covert narcissists hide. They don't yell, they whimper. They don't demand attention. They sulk quietly until you chase them. It's not just sneaky, it's strategic. Red flag number 5. You found yourself constantly explaining your intentions. They took things the wrong way a lot. Things you never meant as hurtful suddenly became attacks. You'd say one thing, they'd twist it. And before you knew it, you were stuck in conversation loops trying to prove you weren't a bad person. That's not communication. That's gaslighting. They're not confused. They're using confusion to maintain control. Because if you're always clarifying, you're always on defense. And if you're always on defense, you never stop to ask, wait, why do I feel so guilty all the time? Red flag number 6. Their silence felt like punishment, but you kept calling it space. Covert narcissists don't always scream during conflict. Instead, they withdraw, disappear, give you just enough silence that you panic. And it works, because now you're the one reaching out, apologizing, fixing everything, even when you didn't do anything wrong. They don't want resolution, they want you off balance. They want you wondering what you did instead of what they're doing. Red flag number 7. When things were good, it felt like a dream. When they weren't, it felt like your fault. Covert narcissists are amazing at creating emotional highs. They're sweet, thoughtful, even nurturing, until they're not. And the drop-off is so confusing. You blame yourself. Maybe you said the wrong thing. Maybe you were too needy. You start chasing that good version of them, not realizing that version was a mask, not a person. They set you up to miss the red flags because they built a fantasy first. Let's pause here and name something important. If any of this sounds familiar, It's not a reflection of your intelligence or your strength or your worth. You didn't miss the red flags because you were broken. You missed them because you were loving, because you trusted, because you were giving the benefit of the doubt. They counted on that. So, what can you do now? Here's how you start healing. Number 1, stop trying to rewrite the past. You didn't fail by not seeing it sooner. You succeeded by getting out or by waking up to it now. Number 2, learn the patterns, not just the person. This wasn't just how they are. This is a pattern that can be spotted next time once you know what to look for. Number 3, rebuild trust with yourself. Your intuition didn't fail. It probably spoke up a lot. You just weren't ready to listen. Now you are. Number 4, set up new standards for emotional safety. Not everyone who's quiet or sensitive is a covert narcissist, but if someone's reactions consistently leave you confused, anxious, or doubting yourself, that's not connection. That's control. And let's be real. This guilt you're carrying, it's not yours to hold. It was planted, watered, nurtured by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. Let it go. You've got better things to grow. When I look back at my own story, I used to beat myself up for not seeing it. I'd go over the red flags again and again. Like, if I could just piece them together, maybe I could finally understand why they did what they did. But here's what I finally realized. It's not about understanding them. It's about understanding yourself. And why you were so willing to give someone the benefit of the doubt, even at your own expense. That's not weakness. That's a heart that's been too generous for too long. But now you know better. Now you see the flags. Now you have the power to walk away before they're waving in your face. And that's healing. That's growth. That's the version of you they never wanted to meet. The one who knows what to look for and who won't miss it again. If this video helped you feel seen, you can check out my Break Free Kit in the description below. It's packed with tools and resources to help you heal after narcissistic abuse. And if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. I post new videos every week to help you rebuild and reclaim your peace.